Hi, thank you for joining me on another video. My name is Aamir. I share information about Google Sheets on this channel. If you like, please consider subscribing to this channel. It is totally free. So in the previous video, we talked about a bit about charts. I know we will talk about charts in the future as well. So instead of just stopping there, I wanted to have a series of videos only talking about charts. Therefore, I have created today's video as well as some of the future videos all about charts. Once we're done with it, we can refer back to it if you need it, but that chapter will be done. So let's go to basics. And if you go all the way down, these are previous lessons that we did. So last time I talked about charts, how to create a chart from a table. So I'm not going to do this in this video. I'm simply going to give some tips and let you know what future videos will be about. So in this video, I will talk about line chart as well as a combo chart. In the next video, I'll be talking about area chart, where I'll talk about area stacks, what does it all mean, and when to use those graphs. Then I'll talk about column charts, bar charts, then pie charts, geo or maps, scatter, and the last will be about others or miscellaneous charts. So these are all charts within Google Sheets that you can make. You go to the insert chart, and then from there you have all these options. Also, I would like to let you know that I have created another sheet on the bottom next to basics named charts. So if I go there, you would see, so these are all charts in this video, and it is the same order as what is in the basics. So all of these start with line, then combo, and then area, and so on. So it is easy to go back and track. So this is what a chart it is. It will always be on this side, on column A. And then you have follow up with examples of a data and then a chart. And then it may or may not have another data with another chart. And if I go down, you will see more and more of these examples. But we will get to that in the future videos. So let's get moving to where we need to go. So we go to basics and we go a bit on the top and charts part 2. So this is some tips to creating charts. So first tip is to make sure it is simple and clear. You don't want to visualize a chart which has a lot of lines going through and no one has any clue what is going on. So make sure it's simple and clear. Make sure it add value and a purpose to what you're trying to do. Reduce noise and shows impact. Focus on your story and narrative. Balance between design and functionality. So sometimes what you would have is a really beautiful looking graph, but it won't have any purpose to what you're trying to do. It's not part of your narrative. Also, pick the right type of graph is critical. So sometimes, for example, you would have a line chart with 10 different lines going across and everything makes sense, but it could be confusing for some people. So just make sure how you're going to make it easier for people to visualize what you're trying to show them. Functional slide is better than beautiful, but having both in a chart is the ideal. Similar to this point right here, balance between design and functionality. You can have a beautiful slide, but if it doesn't serve a function, then there's no purpose to it. But if it has both, then that's the best thing that you can have. Someone told me about 10-second rule. So what that is, as soon as you look at a graph and the audience should be able to guess within 10 seconds what the graph is about. And if you don't, that means there's too much noise in it, and you should try to remove as much noise as possible, make it as much clear as possible. If you can't, then you probably need to change the graph. Some keynotes, the type of graphs people usually have. So this is just a top level, but you can have more of these categories and you can have more of these details. So the different types of data you can have is quantitative, qualitative, a geo type of graphs. Also, graphs are good at communicating the relationship between multiple variables, good for comparing, for composition, distribution, and what is trending. So it's very important which user you're presenting this to. It could be a CEO, it could be an analyst or a customer. So just make sure who your audience is and make the graph accordingly. So let's get into it. In this video, I'll talk about line graph. So in here we have two different type of charts that I've included, line graph and combo. So when do you use this chart? It shows trends or data as it changes over time. It is great for development of one or two variables. So try not to include too many variables, otherwise you might get lost. And it's easy to use. Simply select on the data, and that's the first option that Google Sheet might give you, is to create a line chart. And you can also use trend lines, and I might show you that in the example once we go there. Some of the examples that you can use is stock price by hour, or average temperature by month, or profit by quarter. So let's go to the charts and see what example we have for those. So in this chart, you have the number of years, then you have homes sold under a new construction, and then under an existing homes in the market. So as you can see, in 2014, there were more people who bought new homes. It slowed down. And then in 2017, there were probably another development, so more houses were sold. So you can see a trend on what's going on. And then if I click on this arrow and click on edit the chart, go under customization, go under series, I can create a trend line. And what trend line does is it makes you pick what do you think is happening. So right now I picked a linear type. So it is going right through it, like as whatever is the middle value of this graph is, of this day data is. But I can also pick exponential. I can also pick polynomial. I can pick different polynomial degrees. So you can pick 2, you can pick 3, or you can pick 4, whatever works best for you. Line charts are great for showing the trends. I can give a very quick second example. So you have the different months, and you have sale of phones, tablets, and laptops. And you can see that the phones, they they were sold a lot in January, and as the years went by, March they were declined a lot, and then again it picked up. And March it was the lowest dip, but the different tablets and laptop were still going up. And in April, all of these, they had a drop, and then again in May they were picked up. So you can see the different trends on how the line graph works. Let's go to the basics again, and we can see what is next. So under the line chart, we have also a combo chart. Combo chart basically shows that you have two different graphs in one, and I will show you that in the example as well. So you use a combo chart to show the data of series as different market type, like column, line, or area. So column charts are basically you have two chart in one. For example, you can have a column chart, and then you can also have a line chart, or you can have an area chart. And the way you do this is you have one x-axis while you have two y-axis. And I'll explain that in the charts. Let's go there. So this is the combo chart. So this is the different years. This is the revenue of a company. This is the net income and the profit margin. And if you realize this is x-axis, so that's fine. This values right here are under 1, while all of these are in thousands. So what's the easiest way to do this is you create a combo chart. So we have created this graph, and you can see we have x-axis on the bottom, which shows the number of different years, and then y-axis over here showing the revenue and net income. And we have presented revenue using the columns, net income using the stepped chart, and then profits using the line graph using this axis. And if you want to know what the setting is for this, let's check that out. We go to settings, and then if I click on here, it will show the margin, and this is in the right axis. But if I click here in the revenue, this is on the left axis, and if I click on the net income, this is also on the left axis. And you can also show trend lines for this. You can also change the different types. So if I've selected net income, I can also do a line graph, as you can see here, or I can also do a column graph, or I can do an area graph, and we'll show like that. But let's go with stepped area. As you can see, the net incomes are slowly but surely climbing as the revenue is also increasing. But our profit margin is stable, is also slowly but surely increasing. So this is all I wanted to share with you today. In the next video, I will talk about charts, but I will talk about areas and how are they created and when you should use them. I think out of all the videos on YouTube, this is probably the most comprehensive for when it comes to all the charts within Google Sheets, because there isn't a single channel that I have found that shows how to use all the different types of charts. So this is something very unique, I believe. And please like, subscribe, comment, and share this channel with your friends and family. All right, have a great day. Thank you.